those who remember them. And if mourning becomes criminal, Your Honor, then liberty itself stands accused. If mourning becomes criminal, Your Honor, then liberty itself stands accused. And therefore, Your Honor, the executive cannot suspend Article 37. The executive itself cannot suspend Article 37, which allows the right to assemble, merely because it finds the message inconvenient. Your Honor, this court must be a shield for liberty and not rubber stamp for power, not a rubber stamp for power. Your Honor, liberty cannot be sacrificed at the altar of administrative convenience. Lastly, Your Honor, after today's headlines failed, one question will be made. When citizens stood before this court seeking the protection of the Constitution, did the law bend before power, or did power bow before the law? We respectfully, Your Honor, urge the court to release the accused persons on personal bond terms and reaffirm that constitutional freedom Your Honor, rights do not just disappear just because power is uncomfortable. Lastly, Your Honor, if there are those who are supposed to be charged before you are the police officers who barricaded
have. But it's such a matter that me as a senior counsel I'm prepared to have. But it's such a matter that me as a senior counsel I'm prepared to stand as guarantee, not surety, because I'll make sure each one of them come. I'll make sure each one of them come to court. I'll make sure, and the president here will make sure. Honorable Babu Wino, Senator Manzo, these are patriotic people, you know. So I ask you, really, ask you that it's a Friday. It's a Friday, and these are free citizens who are innocent before your ladyship until proven to the contrary.
Sonko knows their home. Sonko knows their home.
Yes, I'm told Governor Sonko was here. He's here. So, yeah, he knows their home. There are two governors here. Governor Sonko and Governor Babu Wino. We can't go wrong with that. But I want to assure you, I've never said this before a court of law, to say that I can personally guarantee that these people appear in court. If you give them such a bail term on a personal recognizances. And that's why we appear here. Monsieur le Président, Madame President.
Maybe, Your Honor, just to add, is that you can always take the contact information of all the if given free bond. And just to add, my lady, that we should not allow the prosecution to use this court to punish people for exercising their constitutional rights under Article 37. The process should not lead to punishment, that they are held longer than they ought to, merely because they exercise their constitutional rights. Because, my lady, I add that even the aim may not even be to hold them liable at the end of the day to find them guilty, but by keeping them longer in the justice system, by frustrating them, it will be a deterrent for people to exercise their rights. The courts of law should be courts of justice, courts that should be respected and not to be used as a tool to frustrate the people of Kenya. And so we urge you that to ensure this Friday, these individuals are set free, that the Constitution is not used through these courts to punish the citizens. People should be able to enjoy their constitutional rights, should come and congregate, protest if they want to protest, and be allowed to go home. They have already lost their right to liberty. They were held yesterday. Let's not allow the process to punish them. They are kept further than today. That is my humble.
Your Honor, with your kind permission, on the same request made by Senior Counsel Orengo, my name is Daniel Manzo. Your Honor, their personal telephone numbers can also be taken together with other relatives. And therefore, Your Honor, I do believe today be a Friday, and knowing very well the process of processing someone out of this situation, we plead with you to allow personal bond with their details be left around, including telephone number or telephone number of a relative. I do believe, Your Honor, they will present themselves in court the next time they are needed, and we'll be able to proceed with the matter. I thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I did hear the prosecution stating that because of the nature of the case and that the accused persons should not be released on personal bond terms. And Your Honor, I want to remind the prosecution that bail is a constitutional right and not a privilege, as enshrined in Article 49(1)(h), the rights of an arrested person to be admitted on bail. Your Honor, the bail and bond terms policy of the court stipulates that cash bail should be admitted in a manner that is not punishing before trial. Because at all times, Your Honor, the accused persons remain innocent until the contrary is proved. That is Article 50, sub-article 2, paragraph A of the Constitution. Your Honor, Article 37 states that every person has a right to peaceably and unarmed to assemble, demonstrate. Article 37 of the Constitution states that every person has a right to peaceably and unarmed. It's quite fortunate that our people, the accused persons here, were only armed with their brains and phones. To assemble, demonstrate, to picket and to present petitions, public authorities. Your Honor, this freedom cannot be reduced to a privilege dispensed at the pleasure of power. Your Honor, the greatest mistake that the accused persons committed is to commemorate the Genesis who were killed in 2024. Those were their brothers and sisters. Your Honor, the state cannot convert grief into guilt. A memorial march is not an insurrection, Your Honor. And the Constitution does not go on holiday when citizens take to the streets. On a government that is confident in its legitimacy does not fear candles, flowers, prayers, or peaceful assembly. Your Honor, the blood of the fallen citizens cannot become legal foundation for arresting those who remember them. And if mourning becomes criminal, Your Honor, then liberty itself stands accused. If mourning becomes criminal, Your Honor, then liberty itself stands accused. And therefore, Your Honor, the executive cannot suspend Article 37. The executive itself cannot suspend Article 37, which allows the right to assemble, merely because it finds the message inconvenient. Your Honor, this court must be a shield for liberty and not rubber stamp for power. Not a rubber stamp for power. Your Honor, liberty cannot be sacrificed at the altar of administrative convenience. Lastly, Your Honor, after today's headlines fade, one question will be made. When citizens stood before this court seeking the protection of the Constitution, did the law bend before power? Or did power bow before the law? Respectfully, Your Honor, urge the court to release the accused persons on personal bond terms and reaffirm that constitutional freedom Your Honor, rights do not just disappear just because power is uncomfortable. Lastly, Your Honor, if there are those who are supposed to be charged before you are the police officers who barricaded
allowing personal bond. The court should not understand that to be saying we are agreeable. We are saying the proposed personal bond, we are telling you, because bail and the nature thereof is a discretion of this court, which we believe we will exercise judicially and judiciously. Let us not waste more time on telling you that you should consider whether to give personal bail or attach bail. That is something you can do without allowing advocate politicians to talk to us for the next one.
Your Honor, I think
I withdraw.
Mr. JB is out of order. Your Honor,
I withdraw.
Your Honor, I took
Because we have other police that are waiting for
I've
you.
been session for
We adopt submissions.
Your Honor, I respectfully agree with my...
He has not finished. Let me just finish and then we proceed. Your Honor, I took 4 years at the University of Nairobi studying LLB law. So further 2 years taking my master's in law, and a further 1 year at the Kenya School of Law, and also lectured at the Kenya School of Law. So therefore, Your Honor, when JV Owiti is trying to say that this is a political advocate, then Your Honor is out of order. As I conclude, Your Honor, Article 157(11) of the Kenyan Constitution states clearly that the office of the DPP should act in a manner that promotes public interest and confidence. But Your Honor, what the prosecution is saying before you is completely eroding that public interest. In the first instance, he ought not to have approved the charges before you, Your Honor. Thank you, and I rest my case.
Those are all legal arguments. My friend would like to say something thereafter.
Yes, very briefly and following what my seniors have already presented on, I'm going to address you. Your name? My name is Eric Murioki. I'm going to address you briefly on section 123A, paragraph D.
Definitions of times. Proceed.
Yes, on the CPC. And I want this court to take note of the fact that in this charge sheet before you, there is no vehicle that has been identified, no driver has been named.
Sorry, Your Honor,
registration.
Allow me to interject. It's the same danger we talked about earlier. The question of evidence.
My other friend can sit down, let this young man finish what he wants to say.
Senior Counsel, you are not the court. Let me finish what I'm saying. I am allowed to interject.
After right step, we're not doing what you can say.
You know what we are.
Let's just allow him to talk, and then you can.
Samina, you are not the court. Let me speak to court kindly. With a lot of respect.
When
you are saying something,
because Your Honor. No, Your Honor, allow me to make my interjection. You can overrule it. Allow me to make my interjection. No, Your Honor. We are not opposing bail. We have other pleas to take. The gentleman is going to issue some evidence of Let me finish. I am here to represent the Republic in this case, so I will have my time to speak, and then I'll let you speak. What we are telling you.
Have a seat.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm addressing the court on
time.
Yes. Yes. 123 AP is very relevant as one of the considerations on issues bail. As I was saying, there is no driver that has been named, no registration number provided. There is no stated duration for this obstruction, and there is no distinct act attributed to any individual. Therefore, Your Honor, what is being penalized here is assembly, full stop, and Article 37, and then it is being dressed up as obstruction. Your Honor, there is no complainant other than the state. There is no independent witness, not even a driver or a motor vehicle owner or a passenger. A charge of obstructing traffic with no obstructed motorists anywhere on its face is thin, and this is just the state persecuting assembly under Article 37 and not vindicating the use of any road. But these circumstances point directly to the dismissal of these charges preliminarily at best and at worst released on free bond. One final thing that I will mention is that to prevent punishment by process, we pray that this court should direct that upon consideration of the bail terms, the registry should remain open until those bails have been processed, because the intention might be to finish here late so that processing the bail will not be possible. Thank you.
Can you respond?
No, I'm not going to speak. I'm the son of the soil.
I thought your client.
I am a son of the soil. I have a right to speak.
Proceed, Kamini.
Yes, Your Honor, I respectfully agree with my learned friend, Honorable Orengo, Honorable Papohunu, and Honorable Patrick Mahoza, when they are saying, let the accused is on party. Well, we all live in this country. We cannot pretend that we do not know what to do. We all live in this country. And we know the events of yesterday. Quite a number of us who are wanting what was going on. We know what happened. We know why activists went out yesterday. They were paying their respects to the deceased. And this charge or this allegation arise out of a confusion. It is clearly intended to abuse the law. And the doctors in the country, I say this very respectfully, went out of their way to confer powers on the judiciary, to confer powers on the judicial officers, judges, and magistrates, to ensure that the law of the land is not abused, to ensure that the constitution of the country is not abused. But we know what is going on. The law is still abused. The constitution is being abused. And in this connection, Your Honor, may I refer you to the following provisions in the constitution. I wish respectfully to refer you to Article 26, which deals with the right to buy. Article 28, which deals with human dignity. Article 29, which deals with the freedom and security of the person. Article 32, which deals with the freedom of conscience, religion, belief, and opinion. And Article 33, which deals with the freedom of expression. And Article 37, which deals with assembly, demonstration, picketing, petition. Article 59, which deals with the rights of arrested persons, and etc. And of course, Article 55, that deals with the youth. And Your Honor, things are happening which actually are violating this constitution of Kenya, which is the best constitution in Black Africa. They are being done deliberately so that you have a court charge which has been brought before the court very destructively and very dishonestly, which is not bringing out clearly what has happened at all. These individuals are being charged because of participating in the demonstration yesterday, which is an African, consistent with the African custom, consistent with customs of our country, consistent with the constitution, consistent with the law. Your Honor, the only way of making sure that the executive behaves itself, the DPP also and the Director of Criminal Investigation conduct things in a rightful manner, is to make sure that when the charges are brought to you, you act in a manner which will show a firm stand of the judiciary. And we are urging you very strictly, you show a firm stand in order to stop this deliberate attempt to violate the law, deliberate attempt to obstruct or to play down or to breach the constitution. And the only way, please, I'm speaking. The law, the matter is not as simple as you say that the church will not possible. Yeah. Your Honor, the only way of making them behave themselves is to come out and tell them in a very blunt language, I am not refusing, I am refusing to give bail on terms like surety, like fire, like depositing money and so on. Make an order consistent to what you have done in respect of a case. let these young people go out in freedom. Give them a personal bond. They will come. They are obedient. And our governor, Orengo, and our former governor, who is now a human rights activist, nobody won't run away from this country. If I may remind you of a saying that we used to say to tell people when we came from universities and we hoped that Kenya would be a wonderful country and a show peace for the whole world. We used to say that when you are tired of Kenya, you are tired of life. We can no longer say that. And indeed, we propagated this very much, so that our friends, our cousins in the East, Singapore, that is now talked about, and other countries like Korea and so on, came and stayed here for about 3 months, trying to find out why Kenya was doing so well. 7 shillings made in American dollar. 17 shillings made a British pound sterling. Now we are wallowing in poverty. We can hardly eat sukuma wiki. We can hardly drink maziwalala. Let this court rise to the occasion and say to people like Mr. Owino, sorry, I apologize. Say to people like Mr. Owino that in discharging our duties as legal officers, we shall not bend to please you. We shall do what is good for Kenya to be a free country and to shine in Africa and in the world. Give these young people free bond. Do not agree to the idea that you make money an issue. Don't agree to an issue that you allow that they have to produce sureties. Doing so will be joining their camp.
I was on my feet at the commencement. I'm saying this because Amenwa has been on his feet. I normally find it very hard to listen to Dr. Amenwa because I practiced with him under the old constitution. And I thought times would be better.
And we were tortured together.
But I remember an occasion when we were in court with him together, Dr. Amenwa. And the magistrate, when making a consideration on what terms of bail to grant to the accused persons, he asked one of them, how much money do you have in your pocket? And it turned out that person had only 1,000 shillings. And he said, how are you going to get home? And he said, I need 700 shillings to get home. On that basis alone, your colleague who was sitting on that same chair gave a personal bond, because bail is not a privilege, it's a right.
My worry is attendance.
So it depends.
My worry is sitting at council is just attendance.
Is?
Attendance.
Attendance, these are citizens. And if there's any problem about attendance, you would have been addressed on that issue. If one is not to jump bail, it may have been a consideration that would have been raised earlier. It was never raised earlier. So it's not a fear on the part of the prosecution. So we urge you that this young man should go home. But you can hear from what we have said, these charges have a lot of problems that we'll address at a later time. But this is not the occasion. So please, if you ask them how much money they have in their pocket, maybe 1,000 shillings each.
it could be a sign of, you can hear from that chorus really. Let them go home. Your Honor, may I add something? May I add something? If you ask Carolina how much money do you have in your pocket, he will say zero.
Yes, Your Honor. Like we had said, we do not oppose bail. I wanted to respond to a number of things, including Section 123. I think it would be a waste of time for the court and us. We reiterate that we do not oppose bail, but we reiterate again that you use your discretion judiciously and judicially, including your fear that you just indicated to us, and the request by the defense for personal bond, and we trust that you're going to come up a reasonable bail nature or bail term in the circumstances. I thank you.
What I understand, my friend has saying, you can use a discretion also to give them a feedback. I was pointing the may I say that very emphatically. It won't continue appearing from. By the way, Your Honor, if you're not aware, this Minister Whitting is always bringing this man of cases.
You're moving straight. You're thinking this thing has told you.
That was how that means.
Submission that Amina will not stop, and we still have to process
They cannot reinvent themselves. What are they
I was using your phone with our phone.
Have allowed cash bail of 1,000 each for each accused person. The defense will be supplied with witness statements and the end documents relied on by the prosecution, and the matter be mentioned in a week's time for pre-trial. Yes.
Kwamba kila mmoja wenu
We'll be seeking to adopt the submissions made in this matter for all the others.
I've not seen them. You are making me. I've not seen them.
Okay, they'll come back. Submissions, you don't want to repeat. Yes.
You mentioned one of the
submission for the others so that they can be removed. And
it's moving fast, and yet we need to process the ruling.
we are doing processing time.
Strong left.
Again, in fact, we understand it's another matter again, similar matter.
Yes, yes.
Yes, about E349 2026. Shadrach Otieno. Shadrach Otieno.
Yes.
Eric Juma Pamalo. Joseph Barasa. Kwanza
Similarly, in this file, we do not oppose bail and we urge you, with concurrence from the defense, that you adopt the exact submissions that were made earlier, including the court's ruling on the bail.
The appearances are the same as in the other file. We agree with the prosecution that we adopt the submissions made in the previous file and the order as to bail.
This time we agree with the previous of it.
Just cover.
So I keep on amending the appearance. I'm also appearing with my airport learned friend, Mr. John Maina. He's an advocate, and he's one who advocates pretty much for the Constitution, and he's a human rights activist. And then also I'm appearing in my airport learned friend, Ms. Wahome.
Then I would also want an additional appearance in our team, Ms. Mudoni Gashara. From LSK Council.
We have entered a plea of not guilty and have adopted the submissions in the previous file.
Yes.
Most obliged.
Most obliged.
Case number 3E348 of 2026. Samuel Shakava Mwati, Wycliffe Nyang'au, Evans Saji Odero. Wameshtakiwa na kosa kwamba ilienda kuzuia gari barabara kinyume na sheria na kwamba mnamo 25 mwezi wa 6 mwaka huu pale mwendo wa saa 3:30 asubuhi katika barabara ya Landi iliweza kuzuia gari. Nyinyi pamoja na wengine ambao hawako mbele ya mahakama mliweza kuzuia gari na mliweza kusanyika pale kwa barabara. Kwenda msifudi tukianza na kwanza haya wapi
Yes, Your Honor, the appearances are the same in the first team as we adopt the submissions to the previous files and together with the orders in the previous files as to bail.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Yes, proceed.
Your Honor, I understand there's a problem, and I understand the problem. I'm told we can only afford that on the children. I tell you, Your Honor. I can only afford that on the children. They now turned against it and said that they were a terrorist. The two south above the land is being manipulated.
As noted.
But that's not part of the record.
my personal consumption.
Yeah. And I'm handling a case of from Zulu in a similar what in charge of being a terrorist when we had actually done a lot of good things for the country. I'm saying all these things so that I think I've noticed in my own friend of weakness of mind that there could be hope in the future if you talk to properly.
Just what's the way can we move on? Nyinyi mmeshakana kwa sababu inaweza kuzuia Vindee, Kevin, Aswan, Ike Mamboleo, Charles Adekere, Kennedy Munene, Benson Makali, John Doita, Tyler Swagua, Patrick Victor, Samson Kuchoni, Nixon Arasa, Collins Aradi, Joseph Odiambo, Julius Bunambo, Moses Akaku, Tyson Feda, Tyson, Brian Jr., Stephen Richu, Stephen Kong, Brian Atenga, Byram Olviero, Robert Mandela. Mimi wote mmeshtakiwa na kosa kwamba mliweza kuzuia gari kama barabara kwa kulikuwa tarehe 25 mwezi wa 6 mwaka huu pale Dagoretti County jiji la Nairobi. Mimi pamoja na wengine ambao hawapo mbele ya mahakama mliweza kuzuia gari kwa kuweza kupanga mawe pale na pia kawasha moto pale Kagemi, barabara ya Uwai yake kwa kuzuia kusababisha kuwe na traffic. Kuna yote anakubali ainue mkono juu? Kuna yote anakubali ainue mkono juu? Ninyi wote mnakataa?
Wamekataa. The appearances are the same like in the previous cases, and we all agreed to adopt the submissions and the consequent orders of the court.
Can I confirm, same to add, I think for the first time in this file, if the court could just find out if there's a minor among them. A minor. There are many. I don't know whether kuna mtu hajafika miaka 18. We can make the applications after this. We can just adopt the previous submissions. We will ascertain this and make appropriate applications. We will make the application once we ascertain. It's okay. I am a good man, Senior Inwa. I am always a good man, just on the wrong side for you.
That is off the record.
Off the record.
Yes, I will go talk with the
That's right.
after I finish.
That's right. He will buy tea today.
Yes.
I am his good mentee.
That's not part of the record.
We wait for the report. So we have another one. There's another one with empty central. It's not the budget has the register. Bado not registered. Or 15 so we have total. That close to 1 something. Cases. Cases and masks. As we even know in this jurisdiction, we are not handling extradition. We have to them locally. Now we have to deal with international banks. You see how we challenge on extradition. You watch it now. I said you that our problem. Now watch our submissions on that application. Our submissions on extradition. You know our submissions. They adopted them. So that the application they brought today is entitled only one. Even
case. The decision was challenged. I want you to clarify for me again. And we challenge it
and we can come back to the court and deliberate what the law says. Appearance of competent assumption. Simply appears before public participation. Although we plead guilty in the county, it is also the fact that it is obvious that there is a concession that plea cannot be considered. That's how we use confidence. As well as the remote is more background. Today, I believe that 17 years. Since but his son is now a judge. What happens? She's a from Central is coming. Central I'll say that so long as you Lost 11 a different file. That's a different file B. Yeah, that's another file. Okay. Do we have 11? We don't have 11. Oh, nataka nimewapotelea sana nataka. Kwenye wako ni 11 basi yao hata. iko sawa. Kama ni kitu I think ukitoka hivi unalipa huko naenda sina kutoka shamba bado kuna ingine system
policies to bridge those gaps and ensure that every Kenyan has a fair chance to succeed. Through bursaries, economic empowerment grants, you've been told that what we give out are grants, they are not loans. And then we have our civic education and county-wide development projects. I've seen so many water tanks, even where I live, I've seen a water tank for Nairobi County. So NGAF continues to transform lives across the country. Sometimes people ask us, what does NGAF exactly do? I usually tell them, NGAF is like that dependable relative who doesn't just attend family meetings, they actually contribute to your life. So as NGAF, we educate, we invest, we build, we support, we respond during emergencies. You are aware that there was a fire at Gikomba, and as NGAF, we are not just going to sit behind and let those businesses die. We'll ensure that they are supported through that emergency fund so that they are able to build their lives afresh. Above all, we restore hope. So how is this fund allocated? Allow me to briefly explain how the fund is distributed. There are percentages that go to bursaries, scholarships, others go to women economic empowerment through grants, such as what is going to be issued today. And then we also support civic education, and we support gender-based violence centers, among others. And I know Mheshimiwa has done a lot of tree growing, environmental conservation within Nairobi, because those are, that is also what she's passionate about. When you consider this broad mandate, it becomes evident that NGAF is not merely a fund, it's an instrument of hope, dignity, and transformation. So in Nairobi County, during this financial year 2025-2026, we've disbursed 141 million that has gone towards students, student bursaries and scholarships. We've also supported groups, and we've done county-wide development projects, which include the construction of the safe house that is in Uruma, and then among other activities. So that is not just statistics. Behind every figure is a student who remained in school, a woman who expanded her biashara, a family whose income improved, a survivor who found safety in those rescue centers, a community whose future became brighter. That is the real impact of NGAF. To our beneficiaries, allow me to make one humble request. Please remember that this money is called a grant, not a miracle. So the check alone will not wake up and run the business for you. It still requires your ideas, your discipline, your teamwork, and your determination. Use these funds wisely, avoid unnecessary conflicts, keep proper records that we'll be following up when we come to your group, and ensure that the group supports each other to grow. And as I conclude, I sincerely congratulate every beneficiary represented here. Thank you for believing in yourselves enough to apply, because if you didn't believe, then you would not have applied for that grant. And also thank you for believing in our government programs. As Mheshimiwa has said, we've done a lot through our Excellency William Samoei Ruto, and we thank you for believing that our programs work. And I also want to thank you for becoming ambassadors who will be talking about NGAF when you are back in your houses. And once again, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to Mheshimiwa for inviting NGAF to be part of this wonderful event. I've just been energetic since I came. I know we came quite early, but everything that has happened here has been quite exciting for me, and I've kept on following what is going on. Otherwise, asanteni na Mungu awabariki, tuwapatie hizo checks. Asante.
Thank you so much. I want right now Mheshimiwa, the DCC and the outgoing members to come here so that we can get a picture. The outgoing members, please, very, very fast. Please, can you come very fast, the outgoing members, so that we take a picture. Outgoing, incoming, please. Outgoing, incoming, please come over quickly. Outgoing, incoming, committees, come. Don't waste time. Time is not on our side. Please. Outgoing, incoming, please walk faster. Time is not on our side. No, they are coming, they are coming. Wale wafupi waende mbele. Hata chini. Hata chini. Oh, no. Haya, tukae kwa haraka kidogo. Yes, hapo yes. Mwisho hapo ni mzuri. Songa katikati. Thank you. Tusonge nyuma karibu na mheshimiwa. Let's go. Songa tu kidogo.
Can you come on this side? Because there's space.
Yes, there's a space here.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
stand there and we do the photo. You can say cheese.
Yeah, definitely.
Garlic.
All right. You want to say cheers?
Mr. Six. Don't make it.
Please smile.
Tuseme cheers. Tuseme cheers. Chapati. Haya, mikono ya kusema hi. Mama, asante. Thank you. God bless you. Addicted. Yes, sasa murudi.
Charity. The big check. So checks that are given out. The groups that will come should be sold.
Haya, leta, nataka karnini. The banner? Yeah, it's okay. Let us have the banner here. Charity chairman, please. Be here, give the banner.
No, we'll give this after we've given a few checks.
After a few checks. Thank you. Now, tega masikio sasa, na nikikuita tutapeana chache tu kwa viongozi, the rest tunapeana nyuma. Young Nairobi Achievers Self-Help Group. Young Nairobi Achievers Self-Help Group. Embakasi East. Young Nairobi Achievers. Quickly, please. Umoja One Market.
All your team.
Umoja One Market.
Come with your team.
Hustlers. Umoja One Market Hustlers. Kuja hapa chini.
This one is?
That is Young Nairobi Achievers. Songeni pale, Young Nairobi Achievers.
Who's the chair?
Yeah, where's the chair? Haya, wapi Umoja One Market and Hustlers? Where are they? Umoja One? Oh, kujeni.
Where's your team members? Ask them where are their team members?
The team members wengine wakuje na msiende mbali sana wenye check. Chairman, you will wait. Chairman, wangoje ule. Wapi the Glazers Self-Help Group? The Glazers.
Where's your team? You're supposed to be 10 of you. Where are they?
Kujeni tu. Kuja songa kwa mama mheshimiwa. Songeni kwa mheshimiwa.
You get your team together. Go stand there.
Glazers Self-Help Group.
Go stand there with your team. Okay?
Haya. Mwengere Self-Help Group. Mwengere. Thank you very much Mwengere.
Haya, penduka tupige picha.
Na wengine watu wake wakuje tu. Picha. Mwengere ndio hii. Mwengere Self-Help Group ndio hawa. Vice Choice Family. Wise Choice family,
Mujipange vizuri.
the team come over. Wise Choice family, watu wenu, you call your team. The Wise Choice to come. Thank you. Okay, Wise Choice. Wise Choice are coming. The Green Advocates, wengine ndio hawa. Yeah, the Wise Choice.
Wise Choice?
Yes.
Your Wise Choice?
Yes. No, the others are here. The Green Advocates. The Green Advocates.
Haya, mujipange vizuri.
Where the Green Advocates, kujeni. Mkishapewa check, mtaenda hivyo, mtakuja kusign baadaye tukiendelea na kupeana wengine. The Green Advocates.
Royal.
Umoja One.
Umeenda kukodisha watu? Ni watu wako? Waacha maneno yako.
Kahawa Umoja Disabilities. Green Advocates is here. Mom, you have the green. Where? Yeah. The Green Advocates. Mushapiga picha tokeni. Green Advocates come in. Thank you. Yeah, they are green. Even the T-shirt. The Green Advocates. Kahawa Umoja. Mami hapa mimi kujua usigonge watu. Kahawa, thank you. Kahawa wanaingia au wakitoka. Tumaini Self-Help Group, Tumaini. Thank you Tumaini. Kingine nyinyi. Hii ni kahawa, angalieni picha. Angalieni picha pale.
Tumaini, songa hivi kidogo.
Songeni mbele, karibu na mama. Sema songa nyuma. Haya, Tumaini, thank you very much. Haya, muende mukai chini. Tumaini Self-Help, thank you Tumaini. Madhare Older Network,
mujipange.
Asante sana wa mama wa Madhare, kujeni. Mudhoni, kuja na team. Very good. That is Madhare Older Elders. Makadara 254 women. Mudhoni, songa.
Who is the chairman?
Yeah, angalia.
Haya, mujipange hapo.
Mudhoni, muangalie picha. Muangalie picha. Huyo ndiye anachunga pesa mama. Asante. Mpigiwe picha alafu muende mketi. Makadara 254 Women Self-Help Group. Thank you. Wonderful team. Wonderful team. Youth for Change Initiative. Youth for Change Initiative. Ndio hiyo. Youth for Change Initiative. Oh, very good. Watu zenu, call your team. Watu wengine. Wakuja.
Shangilia.
Very good. Turudi tuketi tu pale. Chairman muta sign. Youth for Change. Tafadhali. Youth for Change, come in. Disability is a blessing. Self-help group. Wanyeo. Disability is Disability is a blessing. Where is the group? Very good. This is called disability. Disability is a blessing. Self-help group. Chair? Very good. Chair. Mkuje vile muko na usonge pale mbele. Songeni wengine upande juu. Salamieni mheshimiwa pia. Yes. Nyinyi ni watu wetu. Disabled Slum Group. Disabled Slum Group. I want Disabled Slum Group. Disabled Slum Group. Disabled Slum Group. Ni wewe mzee? Watu wengine?
Huyu akuja katikati. Kuja katikati.
kama hapo.